the first thing I do is what am I observing? What am I observing? And based on what I observe, let's reason about it back to first principles, break it all back down, and ask ourselves, so what's going to happen next? And first, so what? Is this a big deal? Hey, deep learning, computer vision, AlexNet, big deal. Is that a big deal or not a big deal? And so the big deal part of it is, my goodness, in just one, here's two engineers, right? Alex and Ilya, and Hinton, of course, and they came up with a neural network model, and boom, it crushed the computer vision capabilities of all the computer scientists, decades before them in one shot. And so, is that a big deal? Is that a big deal? The step up in quality and performance was a big deal. Now the next question is, so what's going to happen next? How far can you take it? And then if you could do it in this way, what else can you solve? And if this was able to solve some really amazing problems, what does that mean to computers and computing? And so you just keep asking yourself these questions, right? And so you're just iterating it like that all the way to first principles, and then from that you create a mental model about the future of computing. And where is it going to be? What can it do? For example, self-driving cars and robotics. How large would models become? And if so, what would computers look like? What would processing neural networks? How is that different than processing, floating point numbers and integers and first principle mathematics? We express everything in FP64, FP32, but obviously neural networks don't have to do that. And so you reason through it kind of like this. And then you build up a mental model of a future, of the future, and then where your company, where you are going to be within it, and then you just work backwards from there. And then now the question, of course, is you could be wrong, and oftentimes if you reason about things properly, you're not completely wrong, but you're not completely right. And so I tend to be very comfortable saying, okay, these are the things that will likely happen. And these are things that will absolutely happen. And these things may happen. And based on that, I think we ought to go in that general direction, and we'll feel our way through. And now that the skill of building companies, then, of being successful along the way, is you're going into this direction, and it's going to take energy, it's going to take time, it's going to take money, and everything that time, energy, and money, that takes away from something else, right? So the cost, the opportunity cost of pursuing a strategy is the real cost. And so you just got to ask yourself, how can you be smart enough such that the opportunity cost is reduced and your optionality is increased? And so you're trying to think through all of that stuff all the time. It's no simple answer, but in a lot of ways, you're trying to get the journey to pay for itself.